So maybe this hand will be a bit more normal. So Seiver raises in the cutoff with 6s, still 1600 ante on, I assume. It's a bit of a smaller sizing, which I don't mind. Paul Newey folds the jack 8 on the button, which is obviously standard. And WCG has, Doug Polk has ace-2 suited, but I don't know which position he's in. Wait, Newey was on the button. Okay, so Newey was on the button. So Doug Polk is in the small blind with ace-2 suited. This 3-bet is a bit too large. The hand selection is also not good. This 3-bet is definitely too loose. Unless he, and Scott Seiver is a very good player, right? So unless he thinks that Scott Seiver is like opening way too much, folding way too much, etc., this 3-bet is just way too light. And it's just too light. If you 3-bet like ace-5 suited, that would be more reasonable. So yeah, I don't really like this. I don't really like this 3-bet at all. I don't even know what Roble had, to be honest. It doesn't even show. Seiver calling is somewhat standard. It's occasionally a fold too, but mostly it's a call. And this board is actually quite interesting. You can do many different things here. You can, let's say, range bet for a small sizing. So you can bet like something like 10, 11K for a small sizing. You can also include have bigger sizes, like making it like 20K plus. Either way, so this is kind of the issue with Doug's hand, like because he's 3-betting too much in this spot. You know, he's got too many of these like bad disconnected hands that don't really improve. So, I mean, normally you could range bet. I would say that's a reasonable strategy, although there's many other good strategies. If you 3-bet this much, I mean, if he's 3-betting ace deuce, he's also 3-betting like ace 4 or 5, ace 3, maybe has like ace 9, ace 8, whatever. So then probably have to start including checks. If he were to bet, Seiver has to fold. If he gets checked to, he should mostly just check behind. You can sometimes triple barrel bluff a hand like that, but not that often. So let's see what happens. Apparently I can read rips. I can read lips because I noticed he said check. Seiver with a very girly check behind. Okay, so pretty interesting spot actually. So Doug decides to have a checking range on this board, which with his strategy probably makes a little bit of sense. So basically at the turn, he can bet really small, he can bet really big. He can do both. I would say with this one, this is one of the, you know, he's going to bet most of his bluffs on the flop, like queen 10 or hearts or whatever. So this is actually a nice backdoor hand where if you barrel, you unblock all of the air that you can make him fold. And you can, you know, you can like get him to call a jack and then fold the river. So if I were Doug, I would probably bet more than pot on the turn. You can also bet like 10K. I hate how all these stupid American regs, like always with their fake posture, like, you know, with their Tony Robbins conferences and their self-development nonsense or whatever. Awful. Okay, so Doug checks. I don't really like that play. It probably means that when he does delay c-bet in a spot like this, he's like the under bluffing. He's just betting too many hands like king 10 or ace jack or queens or whatever, or maybe aces or jacks that he checked. Seiver now decides to stab. I also don't like this play too much. When Doug checks here, he has a lot of those hands that I mentioned that he then just checks that time. So I think he doesn't have that much fold equity. And he doesn't have much equity either. So I don't really like either person's play. As for the sizing, I also don't really like Seiver sizing. I mean, it's okay. It's fine. But you do see that these strategies are a little bit outdated. So less work on the posture and more work on the bio solver. Doug Polk now calls. This is an awful play. This is not a good play. Yes, you're beating Seiver's bluffs, but the thing is, on any river, like let's say the river's like a 3 and Seiver bets like 3/4 spot. Are you really going to call down with ace deuce? I mean, your deuce is not a real out. You know, now you're even losing to 6-5, which is like a tiny concern. This is a terrible check call. He should bluff this one on the turn. You can bluff him off at like 10s or 9s or ace queen. You know, when the river's like a 10, you get to bluff him off like, you know, queen jack or something like that. This is a very easy check fold or bet, or even check raise. Check call I like the least. Yes, you could be ahead, but there's just too many bad things happening. So here, like on this 9, I mean, jack 10 gets there, but still, like, some stuff misses, like 5-6, 6-7, maybe if he bets ace 10 or something. And then you just always lose. There's just no way you win that hand. As for Seiver, I mean, I wouldn't really mind a bluff here. I wouldn't really mind a check. I think probably if he bets, I think he should probably just bet 45k here. But the problem is, like, he's trying to play himself out of a questionable situation. I mean, how Seiver wins his hand, I really don't know. So...